It's been a real joy over the last few weeks to listen to the reflections as we have journeyed through Lent. A big thank you to everybody who took the time to do one, and I know that for some of you doing one really took you out of your comfort zone, so a big thank you. Taking time to pause or to reflect and notice is such an important thing. To notice those things around us, to spend time marveling at God's creation, acknowledging the pain that we are feeling, putting a voice to the hopes that we have, or how others have inspired us or encouraged us. Your thoughts and reflections have now been captured in time, and you may well find that when you go back and watch them in a few weeks that you find yourself in a different place. But the most important thing out of all this is that despite the things that you have been through or the things you are experiencing now, you've been able to pause and to find some hope and to want to pass that hope on to others. Hope in a hopeless situation, of course, is what we were thinking about on Good Friday. Jesus demonstrates this so powerfully on the cross when, despite his situation, he is able to give hope to one of those who was crucified next to him. It is never too late to reach out and accept that offer of unconditional love and to know it and to experience that love that is like no other. Jesus said to him, "Today you will be with me. It is never too late." I was looking through some papers the other day and I came across a letter that had been sent to me. It was a letter that I had written when I was 17, sat in a prison cell. I had written to a teacher at my old school, and when she had heard that I had been ordained in the Church of England, she sent it to me. From what at times seemed like a hopeless situation, actually the letter sounded quite upbeat. Well, that I could decipher anyway. What stood out for me was the way that I ended this letter. Even though I had hardly ever been to church, I knew next to nothing about Christianity. I ended the letter with "God bless" from Martin. It would be another 13 years before I would be able to write that and know the God in whom I was asking to bless them. My first real experience of church was while I was in prison. There the seeds were sown. Amongst what at times seemed like a hopeless situation, there was hope. It just took me a long while to recognise it. For me, being a Christian today is not so much about believing the right things or doing the right things, but first allowing myself to be loved unconditionally by God, and then having my eyes opened to the beauty of his creation. The man that was next to Jesus saw something in him that caused him to make a response towards Jesus. The man said that we are punished justly. We are getting what our greed deserves, but this man has done nothing. Knowing that somebody would give their life for you so that you may be free from the crap that tries to hold you back and stops you from being the people that God has created us to be, is not an easy thing. Why not spend a bit of time thinking about whether you'd like to explore that a bit more? And if you do, why not pop in and see us at St. Catherine's? St. Catherine's is not a church that is full of people who have got it all worked out, as I used to think people who went to church had. St. Catherine's is full of people who have had an experience of meeting with Jesus, and they want to grow in that knowledge of the God in whom we ask to bless others and to grow in his love. I do pray that this Easter may be a blessed time for you, and that you may remember the hope that we are seeking sometimes comes from the most unlikely of places. If we're prepared to take some time to be still and to reflect, you may well come to hear that invitation that Jesus gives us. Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Amen.